Now at 5, the city of Pittsburgh receives federal housing vouchers to help people facing homelessness. Plus, a Joplin car dealership makes a big donation to the Ronald McDonald House of the Four States. And San Francisco officials call for federal authorities to investigate the fatal shooting of a man accused of shoplifting.
The Four States' most watched news starts now.
The U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development has awarded housing vouchers to the city of Pittsburgh's Public Housing Authority. This is KOAM News at 5. I'm Dow Quick. Pittsburgh's Housing Authority was one of 62 agencies chosen by HUD to receive 5 stability housing vouchers to reduce rural homelessness. Though the authority does not have the funding yet, the city is already making plans.
So this will be a significant impact for the community. It helps individuals or families that are facing homelessness, unsheltered homelessness. So it just gives the Pittsburgh Public Housing Authority another tool in our toolbox to help those that are in need.
The 5 stability vouchers are in addition to 15 emergency housing vouchers the Housing Authority received in July of 2021. Frank Fletcher Subaru in Pittsburgh is continuing its partnership with the Ronald McDonald House of the Four States by making a big donation. The dealership's employees today presented a donation of $20,000 to the house. The money comes from last year's Subaru Share the Love event. For every vehicle sold, the dealership set aside money for a local charity. All of that ended up totaling $20,000 to help families in need. The family of one of the employees has benefited from the Ronald McDonald House themselves.
We were cared for. We were provided, there was transportation provided, there was a room provided, there was food provided. So it was easy for everyone who stayed there to focus more on their families that are in the hospital than trying to figure out everything else.
The dealership has partnered with Ronald McDonald House for 9 years and has raised more than $140,000. Pretty nice day out there. Let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Doug Henny.
Yeah, the sun has been peeking out over the past several hours after a cloudy start to the day. Even had still a little bit of drizzle out there this morning. But look at all the cumulus clouds kind of falling apart. So we're clearing out. And this means pretty much clear skies for us as we go through the overnight hours. Not a whole bunch going on across the Central Plains. 78 in Nevada, 72 in Anderson. We have 74 in Miami. Chanute is sitting at about 78 degrees. So we have warmed up, getting the sunshine in here, and you can see those partly cloudy skies on our tower cam. In Joplin, sitting at 73, southerly winds fairly light. Through the evening hours, pretty much clear skies. We drop back through the 60s into the upper 50s. So it is going to be a little bit on the chilly side for us later on tonight. We do have thunderstorms in the forecast. We're going to look at that here in a bit.
Catch you then. House Democrats are pushing a vote today on expelling embattled lawmaker George Santos from Congress. The measure has little chance of passing the GOP majority, but it puts Republicans in the uncomfortable position of taking a stand on their colleague. Santos has been indicted on charges of wire fraud, money laundering, stealing public funds, and lying to the government. He says the push to expel him is partisan bias. The White House and congressional leaders have appointed senior leaders to head up debt ceiling negotiations on their behalf. The Biden administration says it's willing to compromise on changes to domestic energy projects and clawing back about $30 billion in unspent COVID relief money. Republicans want to add stricter work requirements for Medicaid and food stamp recipients. The Treasury Department says the government will run out of money to pay its bills by June 1st, adding a sense of urgency to the talks. Community activists in San Francisco staged a peaceful rally calling for a wider investigation into the fatal shooting of a trans man accused of shoplifting at a Walgreens store. The district attorney who released surveillance video of the April 27th incident says she's not filing charges against the security guard involved in the killing. A warning, some of this video might be difficult to watch. Reporter Danya Bacchus has more.
Activists are urging San Francisco's district attorney to file charges against the security guard who shot and killed 24-year-old Banco Brown outside a downtown Walgreens store.
It is not okay for her to cherry pick who can be a victim in this city.
On Monday, District Attorney Brooke Jenkins released surveillance video of Brown's encounter with the security guard, Michael Earl Wayne Anthony. Police say the guard shot and killed Brown just outside the store entrance after the two fought over items Brown was suspected of shoplifting. During an interview with police, Anthony said Brown threatened to stab him with a knife.
The whole time we were wrestling, she was saying that she was going to stab me. And that's what really put the fear in my heart.
But investigators found no knife. The DA defended her decision to not prosecute, insisting there is nothing to rebut Anthony's statements he acted in self-defense.
We have to believe at the time that we charge a case that a jury of 12 would convict, not let's just charge the case and see what happens.
If Jenkins won't prosecute, she needs to resign.
Community members are also urging the U.S. Department of Justice and the California Attorney General's office to investigate.
Justice starts with truth, and truth has been in short supply when it comes to the killing of Banco Brown.
Brown was transgender and known for helping Black transgender youth. His friends say he had been struggling with homelessness in the weeks before his death. Danya Backus, CBS News, Los Angeles.
Brown's family's attorney says he's filing a civil complaint against Walgreens, the security company, and Anthony. Both Walgreens and the security company Anthony worked for have issued statements expressing condolences to Brown's family. Still ahead, trying to combat food insecurity.
It's not just a vegetable garden. I'm Jared Hill with why some believe that food forests could be a way to feed communities in the future, and the work happening right now to get that done.
And next in Health Watch, how a simple blood test could help reduce the risk of a miscarriage. Topping today's Health Watch, men who gain weight early in adulthood have a higher risk of fatal prostate cancer in their life, according to a new study. Researchers at Lund University looked at 250,000 men in Sweden and found men who gained about 2 pounds a year between the ages of 17 and 29 have a 27% increased risk. Worldwide, more than 1.4 million cases of prostate cancer are diagnosed every year, making it the second most common cancer in men. A new study gives new hope to women who've suffered the heartbreak of a miscarriage. Researchers say a blood test could reveal what went wrong. Tina Kraus reports.
6-month-old Arthur is a miracle to his mom, Rika Himmenson, who suffered 3 miscarriages before he was born.
When you see those 2 little lines on that little test, then you start dreaming, you start planning your family, you start imagining how is this baby.
Researchers in Denmark say an early blood test may unravel the secrets of pregnancy loss. They found taking a blood sample from the mother as early as the 5th week of pregnancy can determine whether the fetus had a chromosome abnormality.
We can actually use the same test that is used in ongoing pregnancies, but not used until week 10.
Danish gynecologist Henriette Savar Nielsen and her team have been doing blood tests on women who visited the emergency room for a miscarriage.
Then now we can start to ask the question, is it this, is it this, is it this?
The ongoing study, called Copenhagen Pregnancy Loss, has tested more than 1,700 women and aims to reveal the underlying cause and offer possible preventative treatments for the future.
That project gives me hope that fewer women have to go through what we went through.
Researchers believe their findings may ultimately help prevent 5% of the 30 million miscarriages women worldwide go through every year. Tina Kraus, CBS News, London.
It's estimated 1 in 10 women worldwide will experience a miscarriage in their lifetime, with the number even higher in countries where pregnancies occur later in life. Good news for vegan moms who breastfeed their babies. A new Amsterdam UMC study shows the plant-based diet contains healthy amounts of vitamin B2 and carnitine, 2 important nutrients essential for developing infants that are mostly found in animal products. The research concluded there was no difference in the levels compared to milk produced by women with a diet that included meat. And that is a look at today's health news. A little bit later, our pet vet on call.
Hi, I'm Dr. Eva Dudek from Parsons Pet Hospital. Coming up, we're going to talk about pet insurance.
Plus, we're warming back up and also some thunderstorms in the forecast. We're going to look at that coming up. Well, we had the clouds all morning long, but then sunshine started to peek out during the afternoon, and now we have partly to mostly cloudy skies. Not too bad. A few more clouds once you get down towards Seneca, Missouri, Indigo Sky Casino and Resort. But the farther north you go, the clearer it gets. All right, allergies kind of back up there. Today, not awful. We're kind of moderate level, 9 out of 12, 9.8 tomorrow. So we get into that kind of moderate to high range once again by the time we head into Thursday afternoon. All right, 78 in Nevada, a little warmer in northern counties because you've had more sunshine, a little bit cooler in our southern counties where the clouds are a little bit thicker, but 7th and range line looks pretty good. 73, winds are light, humidity is at 57%, visibility is at 10 miles. Through the evening, slide back through the 70s, 60s, kind of chilly. Again tonight as we drop back upper 50s for overnight lows, but you can see those clouds backing off over the past 3 or 4 hours. Still some spotty cumulus clouds out there, but most of the Central Plains is looking pretty good. Thunderstorms out to our west. You can see this line really from Bismarck back to Billings. That is our next cold front. The cold front itself is going to roll through on Friday, but it will start to give us chances for showers and thunderstorms Thursday night and into Friday morning. Area of high pressure is kind of back toward the west, so you can see our jet stream here kind of wobbling across the region. So it's going to be dry tonight. It'll be dry tomorrow, but once we get into Friday morning, so Thursday night, Friday morning, those rain chances really shoot up across the region. Let's go ahead and step through time. This evening, there could be an isolated shower, far southern counties. Most of us look pretty good, kind of cool. Drop back upper 50s by morning. Through the morning, we get sunshine. Clouds start to increase during the afternoon, but look at the temps. 80 in Nevada, 78 in Cassville, 78 in Bonita, Chanute, up to about 80 degrees. So here's your day planner for you. 59 to start, 78 by noon, 80 during the afternoon. The winds are still going to be light. Southerly at about 5 to 10. Tomorrow night, we'll start seeing an increase of showers and thunderstorms. This is going to be late, so we're looking after midnight, increasing in our western counties. But the ones that move in first, they could pack a punch. Some of those could be strong. I think they'll stay below severe limits. Greater threat for stronger storms, Kansas, Oklahoma state line south, I-44 south. Showers, thunderstorms drive in late tomorrow night into Friday morning. Friday morning, periods of showers, thunderstorms, and then finally, once we get into Friday afternoon, we'll start to see the showers pressing southeast, and then we'll start to taper off just a little bit as temperatures drop back into the upper 40s by the time we head into Saturday morning. 80 tomorrow, cooler Friday, only 69. Saturday is going to be a great day, but we start at 46 degrees, which is kind of chilly, down to 49. Saturday night, but Sunday a high temp of 75, 77 on Monday. So we get a 3-day stretch of fantastic spring weather. Chances for thunderstorms increasing again by the middle of next week.
Yeah, it's especially nice that those 3 days correspond mostly with the weekend.
Yeah, that's always nice.
Thanks, Doug. Coming up, how cities are using community gardens to feed people who live in food deserts. Topping today's Consumer Watch, President Biden's going to Japan today for a 3-day meeting of a group of the world's 7 richest nations, known as the G7. While there, leaders are expected to discuss China and the war in Ukraine, along with other topics. The president will cut his trip short to come back to the U.S. and continue working toward a deal on the debt ceiling. We're just days away from the unofficial start of the summer travel season, and major airlines say they're ready for an influx of passengers. Both American and United Airlines anticipate serving nearly 3 million passengers each over Memorial Day weekend. Cities across the country are looking for ways to help make sure people have access to fresh fruits and vegetables. According to the U.S. Department of Agriculture, nearly 19 million Americans live in food deserts, not close to a supermarket or a big box store with food. As Jared Hill reports, some communities hope a growing food forest trend can help fill the need.
Starting to grow?
It's not much yet.
This big shrub is elderberry?
But in Newark, the biggest city in New Jersey, a small forest is just starting to grow.
A food forest is like a garden, but it's designed to try to mimic a natural ecosystem like a forest.
The food forest at the New Jersey Institute of Technology is part of a global trend. Cities working to cultivate fruits and vegetables native to a particular region.
It's hard to go more than probably 10 steps and not see some kind of food happening.
Jay Olubayewu is the urban agriculture director for the city of Atlanta, home to what's considered the largest free public food forest in the country.
The goal is for people to be able to come, receive some level of nourishment, whether that's through food and or through programming and education and experience.
Even with more food forests like this sprouting across the country, a big question is how long before they become a reliable resource for people struggling to access or afford fresh fruits and vegetables.
This is one part of a problem that will require a lot of different kinds of solutions.
Atlanta is working to expand its program to include community gardens and farmers markets.
We want to make sure more and more people are fed. We have a city goal of 85% of residents being located within a half a mile of fresh, affordable food.
He's hoping now that the seed is planted, the idea will grow in cities nationwide. Jared Hill, CBS News, Newark, New Jersey.
They also hope these inspire people to plant fruits and vegetables in their own yards. Experts also point out these can be beneficial for local wildlife, providing food for pollinators like bees and butterflies. Our pet vet on call next. Up next on the CBS Evening News, the remarkable story of a dad who adopted 8 boys just before they aged out of foster care. Then on KOAM News at 6, the Government Finance Officers Association announces the results of its annual audit of the city of Joplin's finances. Plus, we're going to have more on how federal housing vouchers will help Pittsburgh residents facing homelessness. And it's championship night at the 3A Regional Softball Tournament in Columbus. We'll have the highlights from the 2 semifinal games today ahead of the championship. Stay with us for the CBS Evening News and then KOAM News at 6. We buy insurance for our homes, our cars, and our health. Today's question for our pet vet on call is pet insurance worth the money?
Well, yes and no. From my experience, the way these pet insurances work is that you still have to pay your bill, but then you submit it to the insurance company and they reimburse you. So now if your pet is really severely injured, hit by a car, has a broken bone, has a bad wound, is hospitalized for a long time for an illness, then yeah, it's worth it. But if your pet is lucky enough to elude any of these tragedies, then you've just kind of wasted all that money. One alternative to pet insurance are companies like Care Credit, which is a line of credit that you apply for. You get the numbers in your account, and then you use it like a credit card to pay off your bills, and then you just pay off that credit card. It works a lot easier than trying to get pet insurance.
We invite questions from anyone. If you have a question, you just send it to petvet@koamtv.com. Dr. Eva Dudek from the Parsons Pet Hospital answers a different question or brings us a fun fact every Wednesday on KOAM News at 5. All right, let's check out our picks of the litter for the week. From the Joplin Humane Society, we have this adult female short-haired cat named Kathy. And from the Southeast Kansas Humane Society, we've chosen Hawk. The shelter says he's a 3-year-old husky Labrador Retriever mix who likes relaxing, cuddling, and loves playing in the snow. And sticking out his tongue, too, apparently. If you're looking for a pet, why not check out your local Humane Society? A lot of tongue on that dog.
No snow to speak of anytime soon for him either.
Not around here, that's for sure.
No, starting to warm back up as we head into Thursday, high temp of 80. Thunderstorms tomorrow night into Friday, a little bit cooler. High temp of only 69, but we clear out. The weekend looks fantastic. Saturday, Sunday, Monday, chances for thunderstorms increase again by the middle of next week.
Thanks for joining us. The CBS Evening News is next. And of course, we're going to be right back here for KOAM News at 6. We'll see you then. Let's make it a great evening.